The question is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. So simple. Should Maddison be in the squad? That's one for England. And should he actually start? Big Steve, I'll start with you. I know Neil will probably attack the guy because he doesn't like him. And Dunk, I don't know. Dunk could probably tell me he's from Ireland. But Big Steve, should Maddison be in
Yes
the
and
England
yes.
squad?
Yes
Should he
and
start?
yes. Yes and yes. Should be in the squad and should start. When I look at all the other people that are potentially he's competing against, they're all off form. Foden, Grealish, Mason Mount, Sterling, they're all
Statistically,
off form,
he has better numbers than every single
everybody else.
midfielder. But the
Yeah.
question now is, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank mentioned this, he's a player that you have to play the team around. You have to give him the free role. You have to make him be the man. Everything has to go through him. And I don't think Southgate wants to play like that. So that's probably one of the reasons Southgate wouldn't take him, though. Would you take a player that you have to play a system around? James Maddison is very good. I think he's very good. But he's not Zidane. And
but England play a system around Harry Kane, and he's up front. So you're gonna do it. It just depends on which players you're gonna play to their strengths. It happens in every team, to be honest, so far as I'm concerned, and successful teams are like that. So is it a real bad thing to play around Maddison's strengths and see where it takes you? I would say no. It's worth a try.
Mr. Hinder, do you agree?
I mean, I take him to the World Cup 100%, but I'm not necessarily sure I'm going to be starting him. And that's no disrespect to Maddison. I think he's having a cracking season with a team that's performed well under their capabilities. And Leicester keeping faith in Rodgers either because they can't afford it or because they've actually got faith to keep him in with him is...
Or they have nice owners.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they've either got faith or they couldn't afford to sack him. Those are two rumours that I've heard. Not really sure which one, but whichever one it is, hopefully it will play out dividends for them because he's not a bad manager and he will get the best out of the players. And they were just going through one of those dips, and it was just a longer dip than I think anyone maybe expected. He's got great numbers this season, James Maddison. I think the problem we have with when we're looking at the World Cup is it's in a really crap time of year. I know it's obvious that it's near Christmas, it's November, but we haven't got a whole season to judge somebody on. We're judging somebody on 2 or 3 months worth of football, right? Of James, they're in the bottom half of the league. He's done well at Leicester. How well has he done each week against the bigger clubs? How is he going to perform when he's getting marked out of the game? He doesn't need to play a team around him. He's playing at Leicester. He's not playing with the better players at England, and there are better players in England. There are just in the Leicester team. It's not saying the Leicester team's poor, but I would like to think that the England national team has better players than the Leicester squad. So that means he'd have to come up a level, and he's playing against other teams that are up a level week in and week out than playing against United, if that makes sense. He's going to be playing against better.
If he plays around better players, which you believe the England squad has better than Leicester, that would automatically up his game.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that would help him out. But he's done well at Leicester. So can he up his game to that England level? We don't know. He hasn't been given enough chance. He's got one cap. It's not like he's out all the time. His heat map suggests he just stays out on the right, which is absolutely fine. It then means potentially Grealish can play out on the left if you have Maddison on the right. That's the way you'd end up looking at it. You can't have Maddison playing any form of the centre three because I don't think he holds enough weight in that area. Doesn't cross prolifically enough to have. He doesn't. His crosses is they're less than 20% for his stat. I've got stats. His crosses aren't good enough in order for potentially that Harry Kane to score enough goals from them.
Especially,
I'm going to back an argument of a stat, right?
When Mr. Hinder is not like a big fan of a player. He runs so quickly to start.
No, I'm taking him to the World Cup. I've got no problem with him going in. I'm just saying he needs to bring his game up. He's got 6 goals. He's doing really well in the Leicester team, but you have to translate that to the England game. And if he had done this for the whole season, end of the season, and he was continuously performing like he's performing now, then maybe you start him. But the problem is, he's been playing for a poor Leicester team and looking good, and a very poor Leicester team, right? can he then take it? I'm a massive thing of you've got to be performing at the top level.
We know.
I did the same with Ivan Toney, right?
We definitely know. The problem is, for the past few seasons, Maddison has been top player for Leicester. I mean, we all know that one of the reasons Southgate probably has some, I don't know, I won't call it a personal issue, but ever since the man said he was ill and they saw him at the casino playing stuff, that has been the end. Dunk, you're a massive ex-lover of Southgate, so we all know that you don't like the guy.
That sounds a bit sus there, JJ. You might want to rephrase that.
So, but thinking about, I know you think Southgate doesn't have much in terms of systems and strategy, but is there one that could see James Maddison be key for England? And do you agree with Mr. Hinder in terms of he needs to step up his levels compared to what he's already doing now?
Well, first, the debate, like, it's ridiculous that we even have to have this debate. Should he be in this squad? Like, absolutely, he should be in the squad. Like, 100%. I think we've all said that here. Can he get in the starting lineup for England in the World Cup? He's making a very strong case. And like you just said, Southgate's got it in for him since that casino incident. He has to make a case apparently twice as strong as some other players. But you look at form this season, the Sky Sports video you're talking about with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, they showed the stats. Like, he's got the most goals, the most assists, clear of like any of the players attacking midfielders in the Premier League. So I'd say he's really pushing a case to go in that starting lineup. And again, you look at form, who would you rather have in that England lineup? Would you rather have Maddison sat in behind Harry Kane, or would you rather have Mason Mount?
Why are you putting Mount there? That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
That's where Mount plays for England.
But I wasn't even putting Mount in my team. Like, he's not bad. You're like, him or Mason. It's like saying him or Harry Maguire, and I'm like,
that's who Southgate puts there.
You could say, change it another way and say Maddison. Who else would start ahead of Maddison on form?
Yeah.
It depends where you're putting him, right?
But I'm playing him behind Kane.
Then when you put Foden there,
no, because Foden, I'll probably push him out wide because that's what he does for City.
Yeah, but Maddison also plays. If you look at his heat map, at wide right.
I'm gonna make this juicy. Big Steve, please give me a starting 11 with Maddison in for England.
A starting 11 now. Come on, off the top of your head.
11.
Make it juicy.
How about a starting front four, like two wide players?
Do that.
Kane, two wide players, and someone in behind Kane.
And
Kane, Maddison, Saka down the left, Foden down the right. Saka down the right, Foden down the left.
No, you've cemented it now. This is the problem with you Arsenal fans. You put Saka out of position and he's not playing where he should be.
Declan Rice and Bellingham in midfield. Trippier left back.
He walked out. He got pulled out of the game today with injury.
I don't know if Walker's gonna make it.
I doubt that.
I'll probably go Ben White, right back. Centre backs, I don't bloody know. Centre backs is hard. Allow me on that one.
Okay, so we're in agreement that he should go, but Mr. Hind doesn't think he should start.
I think he's got to make a big. Yeah, I mean, I think we all agree that he should be at the World Cup 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
yeah, but
he's
you're the only
start,
one that doesn't agree he should start.
I don't think it's. He hasn't got enough time to convince him to start, and I think he's got enough time to convince me that he should be starting.
Oh wow! There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
The stats. We just.
Oh no, I'm 100%
the most
agree.
goals for an attacking midfielder in the Premier League.
To get into England, you have to convince Mr. Hinder.
Yeah, but he scored the most goals at Leicester.
So
that's even more impressive. We had this discussion about Ivan Toney. If you were scoring that many goals for a lower league poor team, you're doing twice as good as someone who's doing it for Man City or Liverpool.
No, that doesn't mean to say you are though, are you? Because you might not be able to do it at that club. Like, they play in a different style of football. Like, Foden doesn't score as many goals. Grealish doesn't score as many goals, but they've got Haaland in the team, and they've got De Bruyne doing all the assists. Doesn't mean to say they're not playing as well or working as hard. They're just in a different system with better players. Like, Haaland walks into every team in the Prem. So, you've got no chance. So you have to suit him out. It's hard to say that Maddison would be better up top right than you would have as Saka, because Saka's top of the league, right? So Steve's putting Saka there. But would I want to play a player behind Kane? No. Kane's dropping too deep as it is. I want to play a player in front of Kane.
Southgate does.
If you think about it. But I'm not sure that we're going to play like that way this year. I think there's going to be some differences. I think we're going to mix it up. I think I'd have Grealish, Foden, and maybe Saka if I'm putting 3 across the middle. Maddison is going to be sitting on that bench for me. He's not going to be starting. He's going to be there 100%, but he's not up in the upper echelons of the league. And
is he? Because Southgate might not take him.
Oh no, for my team, I'm taking him. But I'm just saying that he has to really, really want it. And when he plays and gets the chance for England, right? And maybe you don't get 2 opportunities. Maybe you blow one and that's it. And that's just life, right? We've all got one opportunity that we've missed and then going, oh, God, if I'd done this differently, then I wouldn't be in this situation.
Harry Maguire must be a cat then.
Or he's good at other things.
Well.
All right.
But Harry Maguire's played really, really well for England.
Because he has been given a chance and given opportunity.
He got given more than enough chances at United.
So now,
never play again.
So now the question is simple: if Maddison has the highest stats right now in the country as a midfielder, if you don't give him the opportunity now, when are you ever going to give him?
When someone's injured, that's when they get the opportunity.
Wow!
But who do you play? If you're playing White, you're telling me you're not going to play Foden, Saka, and Grealish. You're going to play Maddison
Considering that there's a formation that actually has Mason Mount that starts at the point.
No one's playing Mason Mount. Mason Mount isn't on that plane.
How do you know?
Because I'm tying him to a chair with Harry Maguire and making sure they don't go to the world. Like, there's no.
Can you tie Southgate to that chair as well?
Yeah. It's like Sterling, right? Sterling's so out of form through no fault of his own for a change of managers and him playing in the worst positions ever for the whole season. Sterling, we all had massive ideas for, but Sterling's actually done well for England in the past, and we know Sterling can play well. So do we not take Sterling because he's been so poor? What do you guys think? Do you take Sterling?
Sterling goes,
but he's rubbish this season.
Yeah, no.
Do you see what I mean?
Because I get what you're saying. And I'll take Sterling on the basis of that. His club situation's really bad, which is hurting his game, and historically what he's done.
So midfield-wise, Maddison
do you take
has
Sterling?
6 goals,
if you only
right?
got one place, Sterling or Maddison, who are you taking?
I'll take Sterling.
Point proved, JJ. They're taking.
If it's one place,
he didn't put Mount in the equation.
Yes, I'm 100% agree.
That
means they're not starting him. That's what I'm saying. They're not starting him because they're still taking. He still wants to take Sterling because actually, although Sterling's been poor this season, you can't just drop somebody who actually has been good for your country and then go, "Oh, you've been a bit poor for your club." Yeah, of course he has, but. Sterling still has to go to that World Cup, and whether he plays with every game is another story, but he has to go because he's done that well and we know how good he can be.
I don't know how you went from Maddison to Sterling. However, Sterling has 4 goals this season, and yes, we all understand that the situation in his club is not making him play well, but Maddison has 6. Statistically, which you love.
But I'm not taking him on statistics. I've already told you that.
What are you taking him on?
I'm not taking him in front of Sterling. Sterling's still going. We're taking him in front of Mount. That's all we're taking him in front of.
Okay, we'll do exactly what Mr. Hindo wants us to do. Doug,
what was the question? Sorry.
Wrap it up.
What I was going to no question, just wrap it up. I'll wrap it up. Like, unfortunately, this dude has changed his comment. There was a top comment on the Everton Leicester YouTube replay on Sky Sports, and he's changed his comment now, which is a shame. But I'll paraphrase what he said. He said, "We all know what's going to happen at the World Cup. Southgate's going to pick the same players, and we're going to play the same football, and we're going to get knocked out on a whimper in like the quarterfinals or something. And you have players like Maddison sat at home." And unfortunately, I agreed with like the whole sentiment of that comment.
Okay,
and Dunk, who are you taking, Sterling or Maddison?
Oh God,
let's wrap it up.
It's not a choice, Neil. I take both of them.
Choice.
I take both of them.
All right, there you go. James Maddison should be on the plane, as we all agree, but Big Steve
to Qatar, not on holiday to Tenerife, right?
Big Doug all believe that he should start. Mr. Hinda doesn't think he should. We shall see what Southgate does.
Steve agreed he's starting Sterling. No, you wrapped up wrong.
We have wrapped it up. Moving forward.
More things